Punchestown Festival winner Twin Light landed the Grade 3 at Naas today in fine fashion, getting the better of some smart types including Oscar's Well and Alderwood. You can see a full replay elsewhere on the website. Meanwhile, Rule the World bounced back from injury to land the 2.5-mile hurdle. The Miles Morris-trained 6-year-old in the maroon of Gigginstown ran second behind the new one at the Cheltenham Festival in March, before pulling up at Punchestown with a fractured pelvis. The winning trainer said he looks a chaser in the making. 2.5 miles would be his trip and he wouldn't mind going further.
Near the last, King Shabra tackled by Rule the World. A break to our Captain Archaeus on the run in. Rule the World has edged past King Shabra, staying on behind him Captain Archaeus and also Seskinan, but as they go to the line back after injury, Rule the World wins it from King Shabra, Seskinan, Waheb, Captain Archaeus and on his own.
Rule the World has bounced back after that pelvis injury to come and win on his seasonal bow for Mouse Morris, Gigginstown and Davy Russell, the champion jockey, always travelling well. Just for a moment I thought that King Shabra may have slipped them heading to the final flight, but Rule the World, who I'm sure will improve with his first run back, has come home in front here. Waheb was disappointing. He was sticky over the hurdles, didn't look to be travelling at all for Mark Walsh from an early stage, and just proving a disappointing horse, Waheb. There can be no excuse on fitness either today, having had that run on the flat just a couple of weeks ago. Here's the final flight. Really good jump by Rule the World at the last there. He lands alongside King Shabra, and his class in the end gets him home here. Davy Russell had to really go for him though. Looked like a horse who might well have just needed the run today after that pelvis injury. Second place.
The Grade C handicap hurdle was landed by the hat-trick-seeking Court and Catcher, who dug deep to see off a late challenge from Jenny's Jewel. The Paul Duffy-trained 6-year-old in the red and green colours bolted up last time at Gowan, and despite a £9 rise was recording his 4th career victory. Duffy said, "Where we go now I don't know, he's done a lot this year and I can't expect any more."
Head to the final flight. Court and Catcher stand side of Prince Rudy and Gift of the Gab. Sarah made a mistake in fourth. Court and Catcher leads from Prince Rudy, Gift of the Gab with 100 yards to race. Court and Catcher out in front under Andrew McNamara. Jenny's Jewel finishing strongly on the stand side as they go to the line. It's going to be tight. Court and Catcher and Jenny's Jewel.
Defy Logic made a flying start to his career over fences to win the 2-mile beginner's chase by an incredible 19 lengths. The odds-on favourite ran second behind Annie Power in a Grade 2 hurdle last season and made all here under Mark Walsh. Connections were delighted with the way he relaxed and he may go for the Craddockstown at Punchestown.
At the final fence, Defy Logic jumps it safely and clear, about 8 clear of Miley Shan. Second, Golden Brook rallying, trying to grab the second spot, but on the run in, Defy Logic, the odds-on favourite, wins impressively on his chasing debut in the colours of J.P. McManus. Trained by Paul Nolan, ridden by Mark Walsh. Defy Logic by a long way. Golden Brook second, Miley Shah third.
Aidan O'Brien made it 3 from 3 this season with his runners over hurdles, and today it was Noah Webster in the orange who won the opener for him at 2-mile maiden hurdle. The 4-year-old son of Galileo is making his debut over hurdles following a few disappointing runs on the flat, and he asserted readily, turning over odds-on favourite Araka Noah. Jockey Robbie Power commented, "He's going to be a lot better hurdler than a flat horse. He jumped very well and jumped very quickly."
Noah Webster just behind the leaders towards the inner. As they come to the second lap is Love Alive over Noah Webster. The doorman, a Coracor, comes under pressure. Then Oliver's Hill between the last 2 flights is Love Alive with Noah Webster coming through on the rail. The doorman is third, a Coracor back and forth, nearing the final flight. Noah Webster has come to take over from his Love Alive. The doorman out in the centre of the course, staying on into second. But Noah Webster out in front, 4 lanes clear of the doorman is Love Alive third as they go to the line. Noah Webster will win it for Aidan O'Brien and Robbie Power. Noah Webster from the doorman is Love Alive.
And point-to-point winner Racing Pulse in the red trounced his rivals in the closer, a bumper over 2 miles and 3 furlongs for trainer Michael Winters.
They pass the furlong pole. Racing Pulse is clear. Flags pass, Master of Deception battling for the second spot, and then San Pietro and Behemoth, but with 100 yards to race. Racing Pulse and Mikey O'Connor clear. Another winner for Michael Winters. Racing Pulse wins impressively. Flags past second. Master of Deception third ahead of San Pietro. Followed in.
Meanwhile at Galway, Don Cossack put up a dazzling display to take the beginner's chase over 2 miles and 6 furlongs for Gordon Elliott and Andrew Lynch. The 6-year-old in the maroon has always been well regarded by connections but failed to live up to that reputation over hurdles. However, he put in a really good round of jumping today.
But homeward bound Don Cossack is now stretched clear of Dressed to the Nines in second, and back in third is Toon River. So on the level and off the bend and on the run to the final furlong, it's Don Cossack and Andrew Lynch way out in front as they begin the run now towards the final 100 yards. And Don Cossack is way out, cleared of Dressed to the Nines, cleared of Toon River and Crowded Room. And on the run up to the finish, it's an impressive debut over fences for Don Cossack, who wins by a big margin to Dressed to the Nines, and Toon River will take the third place ahead of Crowded Room, who's fourth.
Yeah, a lot to like about that performance.
20 minutes after Twin Lights' victory at Naas, Willie Mullins completed an across-the-card double with Royal Mall, who was following up on her debut success in a bumper at Sligo. Jockey Paul Townend said she got away with that trip on the ground, but she needs further.
And at the last, Royal Mall lands in the lead. A mistake there by Tis True for Me. Ellaway Rose, Catamini putting in a late bid on the outside and running up to the finish. Royal Mall from Catamini, and Royal Mall and Paul Townend will hold off Catamini and Kevin Sexton. Keats Delight.
Gil Gamboa made a winning debut for the Ender Bolger Yard, taking the 2-mile maiden hurdle in ready fashion under Niall Madden. The 5-year-old son of Westerner in the yellow and green of JP McManus picked up nicely when asked, and the winning jockey said it wasn't the strongest of races, but I got a good jump at the last and that sealed it for him. He added he'll get further.
Being followed by Gil Gamboa and Niall Madden. Going for the inside is Velas Nolis on the outside after class. El Sorrow now pressed by Gil Gamboa as they come up towards the final 100 yards, and Gil Gamboa and Niall Madden stretching on after class is going to claim the second, and on the inside El Sorrow followed in by
Count Salazar ended his frustrating run of seconds to win the handicap chase over 2 miles and 6 furlongs. The 6-1 shot in the yellow and black cap hasn't been out of the first 3 on his last 7 runs and was making it 2 from 7 today.
Well, they straighten up for home now, and they've got a furlong to go, and right on the near side, Guniella comes to tackle Count Salazar. Unoccupied is third. Count Salazar still just in front. Guniella on the near side, racing to the final 50 yards, and Count Salazar and Jody McGarvey will last it out to win by a length. Guniella second, Unoccupied third, Living Next Door 4, followed in by Bruff Fever Pitch.
Trainer Owen Doyle followed up on his victory with Count Salazar with another win half an hour later in the bumper with the Winkler.
The Winkler in the centre, and the Winkler now is driven to the front by Kevin Sexton. Harvey Logan and Like It A Lot making ground in between them, running up towards the finish. Harry O'Malley just behind them. The Winkler with Like It A Lot in the centre as they hit the line. Like It A Lot on the near side. Like It A Lot and Mikey Doran, and the Winkler.